I'm here today with Ren Johns of PDX
Hi.
Waitlist, and she's going to share some tips on how to find high quality childcare.
Absolutely. So I would say a couple of things right off the bat. One of the things you're going to want to do is actually do a license check of the childcare provider that you're considering. So the way that you do that is I'll make sure we've got the link for you, but you go online, you type in the provider's name, address. I recommend that you use the address because it's extremely case sensitive, the state of Oregon one. And if you miss a comma or a colon, it will return no results. Also, pro tip, you can't enter in things in all of the fields. You can use no more than 2. I don't know why. Anyway, when you go on and you do that license check, you're going to want to be looking for a provider that has few to no complaints. You know, it's pretty common to see some complaints that are like, so-and-so forgot to sign in that one time. I would consider that not ideal, but not the end of the world. You're going to be looking for other complaints around the health and safety of children. Are gates being left unlatched? Are there injuries that are happening? Are people being disciplined? Are children getting out of the gate and wandering around the neighborhood? Those would always be red flags to me. Know that if anything's unsubstantiated, that means somebody called in a complaint, but they couldn't figure out from the licensing agency if it happened or not. Anybody can call in a complaint. It's like a Yelp review, like you don't know if they actually ate there or not. But if I saw a pattern, anytime I see a pattern, that's worrying to me. So it's the number one thing that I would do before I even schedule a tour is do that license check. And you can always ask on the tour about something that you're just not sure about. It doesn't have to be in a guns blazing way. It can really be in a, hey, I saw this on the license website. Can you just tell me a little bit more about what was going on there? I'd love to hear your perspective. Number 2, when I'm going into a childcare setting, I am really looking for environments that are maximizing adult-child interaction, right? The number one name of the game really this whole time, but especially in that early childhood, that like 0 to 3 age range, is language development. So you want your baby to just be bathed in language. There should be singing, there should be books, there should be story time after the books, there should be being on the ground, playing with different materials and exploring textures, words all the time. So if you're on the tour, you are looking to see what are grown-ups saying to children, even little babies who can't talk back. Doesn't matter. You want to hear them saying, oh, that's a red sock on your right foot. And if it's my child, a blue sock on your left foot. Or I see you kicking your feet. Can you wave your hands too? That kind of connection for them between action and word is what's building that language and building those connections in their brain that's foundational for early learning. So language all the time. At an older age, you're looking for how and why questions. Why is it, do you think, that the flowers by the window are turned towards the outside and the flowers closer in or not, or whatever they're exploring at that time? I would say for really young children, third thing I'm thinking about is I want to see a minimum of baby containment devices. So those are your bouncers, your swings, your dock-a-tots, shouldn't see any rock and plays. Any of those things are great at home. I have 2 kids. We definitely used a spring so that I could make dinner. However, in a situation where there's a 1 to 4 ratio for my baby and there's 3 other babies around, I want as few of those things as possible for my child to be honestly parked. One, I know that their development is happening through them exploring physically through their limbs, their hands, their little mouths. We know that's how they learn. So I want them to be able to use all those things to explore the environment. And 2, I don't want it to be really easy to just set my kid down for 20 minutes. Providers shouldn't be doing that anyway, but you want your child in a place where they are forced to be interacting with them, right? But for older kids, I would say thing 4, I want to see a lot of different stations, especially like preschool and up around the room, so that I see kids are engaging with letters and language. That doesn't always have to be books. There could be sandpaper letters, a salt tray where they're tracing things. The math section doesn't and really shouldn't be worksheets. It should be categorizing things by shape, counting different beads. Maybe it's incorporated into a little restaurant dramatic play area where they get to check off the number of things and write the numeral at the end of it. I think in seeing multiple stations where math, science, investigating, exploring things, reading and writing are happening throughout the day is key. And finally, 5, you want to have a lot of time for play. Outside, inside, that's how children learn. So you want a heavily play-influenced curriculum. Doesn't have to be only play, especially as you get to 4 and up, but that should be a big part of what kids are doing. So those are my top 5, I would say.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing those with us.
Absolutely. And if you need more help, you can definitely find me. I teach classes on finding childcare and work one-on-one with families to help you get settled.
And we'll absolutely put the link below so you can find PDX Waitlist easily.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Good luck.